Tesla billionaire Elon Musk has successfully arranged to buy Twitter for about $44 billion US. His stated aim is to turn it into a haven for free speech. But the social platform has been down this road before, and it didn't end well last time. While Mr. Musk's pitch may sound straightforward, neither tech giants nor entrepreneurs have managed to make a free-for-all digital meeting ground work in practice. In past flirtations with light-touch moderation, harassment and misinformation have overwhelmed many, driving away users, advertisers, or both. Well, joining us now to give us an idea of what exactly this acquisition means for the future of Twitter is Dr. Kristen Martin, professor of technology ethics at the University of Notre Dame. She joins us from Indiana. Ma'am, welcome to Forum Daily.
Thank you for having me.
Now, Mr. Musk says he wants to turn Twitter into a platform for free speech. So what policies did Twitter have to prevent what Mr. Musk describes as free speech?
So I think what he's referring to are their content moderation policies, decisions that they make as to who is allowed to be on their website, if they're hate speech or misinformation, that someone could be removed from their website or certain content could be removed. And so for him, this level of engagement from Twitter as to who's on their platform is too much, and he calls it a free speech issue. It's not a free speech issue. It's not the government doing anything. But for him, this is curtailing a user too much.
All right. Well, we know this deal still needs regulatory and shareholder approval, but what are you expecting to be Mr. Musk's first moves on the platform following this acquisition?
Well, if we take him at his word, other than the edit button, I think what he's saying is that he does not like the content moderation policies, the policies as to who's allowed to be on the website and who's not, and he wants it to be broader. So fewer blocks, fewer people removed from the website. So we should see more hate speech, the hate groups that might be removed from Twitter that are on other social network sites, more misinformation. So the idea for Elon Musk appears to be that more speech that was previously removed should be let on the website.
Now, that's concerning because Twitter has a lot of power, and we saw that during the January 6th insurrection last year following Donald Trump's tweet to incite it. So how would Twitter, under this sort of Musk management, impact such polarizing voices on social media?
So I think his policies would do two things, and we can see this on other websites that have a lighter touch when it comes to content moderation. One is the spread of misinformation and kind of the off-website effects of that. So the recommending of the insurrection by Facebook or hate groups that form on a website and then manifest off the website. And so we see this in other websites that have a lighter touch with content moderation and allow hate groups to be recommended. So not only remaining on the website, but actually recommended into your feed. And we see the implications for different groups forming, different types of hate content, hate speech on the website. But the second thing that's a little bit ironic when it talks about more voices is that one of the repercussions that the more marginalized voices, so people who are the target of the hate groups, these could be racial or ethnic minorities, these could be gay groups, transgender groups, women, whoever is the target of these types of groups actually have less likelihood to be on the website because they're going to have their voices silenced. And so having more voices does not necessarily mean more speech. If it's the wrong voices that are bullying, then you actually have less speech on the platform.
Now, that's interesting because Twitter did go down a similar road before. And as we mentioned, because of the issue of misinformation and harassment, it saw a lot of users leave, including advertisers.
Right.
So do you see something similar happening under the Musk takeover?
I do. Twitter doesn't have as large of a user base to have the muscle that Facebook has when it comes to advertising. For some advertisers, they feel that they can't get off of Facebook because the only way to reach their users is through Facebook. That's not the same with Twitter. People are not using Twitter as the sole source of news or all of their kind of online content. And so the advertisers could easily leave Twitter if they don't like the content, if they don't want their advertising for a car or clothes to be right next to a hate group's promotion of hate speech, then they could easily leave the advertising to another platform.
All right, ma'am, just about a quick 30 seconds left here, but how do you see Twitter evolving in the next few years following this acquisition?
Oh, I think, it's a shame because Twitter's really been doing well in all of the social media platforms of trying to, one, be very targeted and responsible about their content moderation. They're not perfect, but you can see them striving to do better. and trying to remove hate speech or anything that would actually make the speech less civil on the platform. They've been making great hires in machine learning ethics, and their entire group in that area. They, criticize their own work and publicize it. They are really defensive of their own users and trying to protect their anonymity. So in many ways, their social media platform has been what we would strive for in this area. And so I can see this actually taking a turn where they are not rewarded for that type of behavior and in fact turn the other way.
All right, Dr. Martin, thank you for your time. We'll be right back after a short break.